Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles the Bandsman, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment. And we'll give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And we're here because we knew we were going to be here, and I said we were going to be here. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also want to wish everyone out there Merry Christmas. Hope you had a fantastic time with your loved ones. So Merry Christmas to everybody watching the show. Anyway, as you guys know, going back to the summertime, or heading into the season rather, we got the news that LeBron was going to miss the first game of training camp. Then we heard he was going to miss the entire training camp. Then we heard he was going to miss the entire preseason. Then we heard he was going to miss, I think, about 10 games or whatever it is to start the season, about a month or so, right? And at that time, I said to myself, this is fantastic news for a few reasons. Number one, this team can now be watchable again. As a Laker fan that's in recess, I'm like, I just can't support the team with this guy on the team. And there are a lot of Laker fans that feel, I just can't. I can't do it with the antics and the nonsense and everything that we witnessed over the last 6 years. I refuse to. So LeBron was out, and the Lakers got off to a surprisingly hot start. And in the midst of that, we discovered that we had a really good player in Austin Reeves who was playing at an all-star caliber level. And the Lakers were playing very, very well, and they were a top 3 seed at times, top 4, top 3 seed, really exceeding a lot of our expectations. But coming into the season, I always thought the Lakers would be kind of a middle-of-the-pack team. I didn't see them going to the Western Conference Finals. I didn't see that happening. But nevertheless, they were playing refreshingly well. You could see that the guys, they were developing a lot of great chemistry amongst one another. You had the whole Beach Boys vibe going on. It was just a great, great, great time. But then there was a looming question over the team, which was, how would LeBron affect the team when he ultimately made his return back, right? And people like myself were very, very trepidatious about him returning to the team. And I felt that, number one, he was going to ruin players like Austin Reeves, but I think he was just going to mess up the chemistry because the players looked so much happier. They're playing so much freer without him. And when he comes back, he was definitely going to affect that whole team chemistry that they had going there. So LeBron James then selectively chose to come back against one of the worst teams in the NBA that the Lakers were playing on back-to-back occasions, which was the Utah Jazz. And in the first game that he came back, I remember he scored 10 points and I think 11 assists or something like that. And you had players like Nick Young jumping out of the window talking about this game right here made LeBron James the GOAT. Yes, believe it or not, LeBron playing against the Utah Jazz, scoring 10 points and 11 assists, was the final nail in the coffin for the GOAT argument for Nick Young. So that occurred. But I was looking at the team. I said to myself, I don't think this is going to work. And the reason I didn't feel that it was going to work was because the combination of LeBron, Reeves, and Luka hadn't worked in the past. And if you just look at the makeup of the team, those 3 guys who are their best players are also their worst defenders. All right. So I said to myself, we're going to have problems down the line. Here are the facts. Prior to LeBron's return, when it was Luka, Reeves, Marcus Smart, Rui, and Ayton, the Lakers were giving up, as a unit, 107.8 points per game per 100 possession. Since LeBron has returned to the team, the Lakers are now giving up about 117 points per game per 100 possessions. And their defense has gotten decidedly worse. There's no two ways about it. The toxicity levels on the team has risen to a fever pitch. Prior to LeBron's return, you guys will distinctively remember me saying, isn't it refreshing to just watch the Lakers play without any storylines of, oh, this guy needs more help, that guy needs. It was just, people were just watching the games and enjoying the games, right? If they lose, we talk about it and then we move on. But ever since his return, The storyline started, the narrative started. His agent, Rich Paul, started making comments that rubbed a lot of NBA players the wrong way about another client's, another agent's client in Austin Reeves. The toxicity is back. And now you can see that the team has totally lost his way. The Lakers, as we speak, have lost 3 games in a row. Some of them to bad teams. Okay, they lost to the Clippers, who are a team that is yet to, the Clippers, one of the, I think, 5 or 6 teams in the NBA that is yet to have even 10 wins on the season. The Lakers lost to them. They lost to the Phoenix Suns, a team that's behind them in the standings. And they just lost again to the Houston Rockets, a team that's also behind them in the standings. So looking at the standings, one would think, well, the Lakers are good. No. Over 50% of the teams that the Lakers have played thus far are below 500 teams. We've had the easiest schedule in the NBA. And if you look at the team statistics, you will know that this is a horrendous team. A horrendous team, especially on the defensive side of the floor. So yesterday, after that debacle that took place in LA where the Lakers got beat 119-96, head coach JJ Redick went to speak to the press. And as he was making his comments, you could see that he was visually furious. Like he was not happy. And when it came time for him to react to his team, he absolutely ripped into these jokers. And I said to myself, you're now beginning to get the picture of the mess that you're in. But before we even get into what JJ Redick had to say, we have a major announcement from our sponsor, Prize Picks. Everyone's favorite Prize Picks holiday promotion is back. 7 days of Pickmas. Prize Picks is giving out 7 days of deals all the way through Christmas Day, including a Christmas Day max discount. Pickmas starts December 20th, so download the app today and unwrap those deals. So download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to play what JJ had to say to the media here, and then want to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to JJ Redick's comments here.
When you point to that, I mean, I would assume the offensive rebounds in their first 2 misses, a thing that I would imagine you talked about a lot. As a coach, what does that feel like when you're on the sideline and you've keyed in on something and within 48 seconds it goes?
Yeah, it doesn't matter how I feel. It doesn't matter how I feel.
Why do you think your team was unable to execute the things that it was tasked with?
Because we don't care enough right now. And that's the part that bothers you a lot. We don't care enough to do the things that are necessary. We don't care enough to be a professional. It's, we had it. We had it. This is I always say this about, culture. I always say this about a team being a good team being a functioning organism. It can change like that. We don't have it right now.
JJ, and as you talk about today is modern basketball, you guys have 2 days off, but I'm guessing you guys are only going to practice once. How do you improve on these things when you can't practice enough?
Oh, we practice them all the time. It's not, again, it goes back to what I said the other night. It's a matter of making the choice. And too often we have guys that don't want to make that choice. And it's pretty consistent who those guys are. And so Saturday's practice, I told the guys, it's going to be uncomfortable. The meeting is going to be uncomfortable. I'm not doing another 53 games like this.
Pre-game, you mentioned a stretch in March of last season where you thought maybe this was a little similar, or at least the feeling of it was similar. Was there anything that you recall that your team did to get out of it, to kind of get the momentum back that could be replicable in this situation?
Yeah, I mean, I think every group is different, and the circumstances of trying to get out of it, I think, are different. I wish I had a good answer to that question because I think it's a fair and valid question. It's hard because each individual guy is at a different space, So you're trying to get all of the individuals to function as a team, and you got to address what's going on right now. and it's hard to draw parallels. Does that make sense? Yeah.
JJ, you mentioned the lack of care factor right now. Is there anything, whether it's you or your coaching staff, is care factor coachable, or is that just either have it or you don't?
No, I think guys will say they want to win. The care factor to me is like, do I care enough to actually do what I'm supposed to do? And that's really what the championship habits are, and that's what we don't have right now.
If you're saying, you said earlier, it's the same guys not executing, does that just come down to, look, if you don't do it now, your rotation spot?
We've given everybody a chance.
Excellent. So you heard what JJ Redick had to say. Now, I want to point out some key information for you guys. In that game yesterday, something happened. And it happened to Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves suffered some kind of calf strain or something like that, where he was only limited to, only to 14 minutes in the first half. And he didn't return in the second half. And one of the things that LeBron fans have been saying is, oh, Austin Reeves, man, he needs to go to the bench. Even his agent was co-signing the idea of Reeves taking up a Manu Ginobili role on the team. Austin Reeves needs to go to the bench. Austin Reeves needs to go to the bench. Austin Reeves needs to go to the bench. He's horrible. He's ruining it for LeBron James and all that. And I said to myself, I said, okay, good. Austin Reeves is now gone. LeBron is in the lineup now with Luka, Marcus Smart, Rui, and Ayton. Let's see what these guys can do now that Reeves is out of the game. In the first half, let me just give you guys a quick snapshot of what went down. The Houston Rockets had scored 63 points in the first half. In the first half, the Lakers only scored 53. Then we got to the third quarter. Now, mind you, Reeves was no longer in the game. So there was no more Reeves to blame. And what ensued in that fourth quarter? The Lakers gave up 29 points. They only scored 21 points. And the lead ballooned from a 10-point lead going into the half to an 18-point lead going into the fourth. So the Lakers actually got worse in that third quarter. And by the end of the game, in the second half of the game, in which Reeves didn't play, the Lakers gave up 56 points to the 43 that they scored. They were only able to corral, I want you guys to think about this, 10 rebounds in the second half while giving up 26 rebounds. The Houston Rockets out-rebounded the Lakers in the second half with a margin of 16. A margin of 16. And I want to get into the big picture here. At the end of that game, we're not even going to focus on the Rockets because they did well. I want to give you the box plus minuses for the various players on the team that played considerable minutes. Marcus Smart's plus minus was -2 in 29 minutes. So you can see how much of a positive effect he had on the team. Luka Doncic had box plus minus was -25, and he had 6 turnovers, 4, and I think in the first quarter, which was horrendous. DeAndre Ayton's box plus minus was -14. Rui Hachimura's box plus minus was -29. And mind you, he didn't score a single point. LeBron's box plus minus was -33 from a guy that scored 18, who shot 53.8% from the field. And you're saying to yourself, but how is that possible? How could he have a worse box plus minus than a guy who scored 0, who had the same amount of rebounds, 4 less assists than this guy? His defense. Now, I want to give you guys a snapshot of what's really going on here. Of the 3 players that are the best players of the Lakers, Austin Reeves' statistics this season, although his scoring has gone down precipitously since LeBron has returned, his box plus minus on the season is 2.9, which means that in the 22 games that he's played, the Lakers are winning by 2.9 when he's on the floor. Luka Doncic, the Lakers' best player by a wide margin, his box plus minus is 2.6 in 21 games. Do you know what LeBron's box plus minus is for the Lakers? In 13 games, his box plus minus is -4.5. I'll say that one more time. In the 13 games that they've played, his box plus minus is negative 4.5. Which means what exactly? It means that on average, when he's on the floor, they're losing by 4.5 points. But his deranged fan base believes that the answer to the Lakers' problems is to bench Reeves and play LeBron more. The biggest problem the Lakers have, and they have a few, but the biggest one is that you have a 41-year-old on the floor that doesn't give a about playing defense. As a matter of fact, there's a clip that we want to play for you guys here from one of the funniest channels on YouTube that covers the NBA. And I saw his clip last night. It's from the channel. Oh goodness. Oh wow. I can't. Awful Coaching. It's about a 60-second clip. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to show it. Copyright. If we have a copyright strike, then we'll just remove it. But I want to play this video for you because there was a moment in that third quarter that stood out to me that I want you guys to take a look at, that this coach pointed out. Take a look at this footage here.
LeBron James once again shows he's the biggest diva in the league. Look at this. What do you notice about this clip? LeBron just doesn't get back. He's still not back. Look at this. He's at half court like he always does. I mean, look at this. This is the play he's crying over. I mean, this is not a foul. Then look at him here. This is the best part. He's like a 4-year-old stomping his feet. I mean, this is total haram. That is just not a foul. And then look at him stomping his feet. So let's just describe this play. LeBron blows a layup, then he doesn't get back on defense for like 12 seconds. This is your king. This is your goddess. This
Excellent. So you saw it. Do you know what happened there? In that third quarter, while the Lakers are trying to make a comeback after starting the second half with a 10-point deficit, LeBron misses a layup that nobody fouled him on. Instead of getting back on defense, he's on the other side of the court arguing, while his team is playing 4-on-5. You have another star in Luka who does the same thing. But here's the fundamental difference. Even as bad as Luka is on defense, the Lakers are better off with him than they are with LeBron. The Lakers' biggest problem is that they have a 41-year-old that they're paying $52 million a year. That's their biggest problem. And my contention is this. As I said a few days ago, this team is done for this season. They're done. They're done. They're done. And I put the majority of the blame on this guy because the moment he returned, things went awry. So I blame him. And now you can see why the Lakers refused to give LeBron a contract extension. That would have been financial malpractice if the Lakers decided to give this guy an extension, especially at those dollars. You would have to be by far the dumbest team in the NBA. Now, we have some teams that are running for the dumbest team in the NBA, like the Philadelphia 76ers, who convinced themselves to give Paul George $200 million. If the Lakers had decided to extend this guy, that would have been the single dumbest decision we've seen in a while. That's the problem. Luka's defense was good enough to get the Lakers to the finals, the Mavs to the finals. And they're not going to trade Luka away, although some deranged LeBron fans are insane people. They're talking about trading away Luka Doncic, a 26-year-old superstar, for what? To go get somebody to help LeBron. You see, these guys are insane. They still think LeBron is going to win championships. They still think there's a chance. It's done for, bro. He's had 23 attempts at it. He could only do it 4 times. It's done. It's done. He's played 23 years. He is yet to be able to get it done. It's done. There is no more time. Time is up. There is no more time. Y'all time has passed. But y'all still operating with this sick mindset of, oh, well, if we give him more time and we give it, nothing's gonna happen. He's not winning any more championships. It's done for. All he can do now is pad his stats and stat pad. That's all. That the Lakers are going to trade away Luka to get somebody to help LeBron win. Yeah, they're going to do that to invest in a 42-year-old next year. They're going to do that. This is how self-deluded LeBron fans are. It's done. Winnie the Pooh, low lights, you, Moo, you. They were out there talking about LeBron has changed his team in ways that, he added a whole new complexion. Bro, you need to knock it the off, bro. All you do is sit up there and read basketballreference.com all day long. You need to knock it off, man. You need to knock it off. You was doing videos about, he changed the game. He changed the team. After the game, he came out when he dropped 10 points and 11 assists against an ass Jazz. And you decided to jump out the window. What you mean he changed it? He changed them for the worse. What you mean, dog? What you mean? What you mean? You over there reacting to everybody's videos online. Scap, he sounds dumb. This guy, he sounds dumb. You over there rubbing your head, forgetting that you be saying dumb. You just be making content like as if, man, I'm the smartest here. No, you not. You came out and jumped out the window talking about LeBron changed the game. He changed the team for the best. He's adding something that they could never have. So what is he adding? They're qualitatively worse than they were before he got there. Defense, horrendous. But he changed them. He made them better. Winnie the Pooh. Unbelievable. Now you're going to have his twerking ass supporters. Man, what we going to do? What we going to do? Like as if y'all don't know what the Lakers got to do. Send the oldest home. No, that can't be the answer. We got to go figure something else out. Bunch of twerking ass mother. And I hope he see this video. I don't be watching. I don't watch his videos. Once in a while, his videos be popping up on my timeline. I don't even watch this dude. Once in a while, but I did see that video pop up. Talking about he changed the Lakers for the best. And then you're going to have the nerve to be reacting to other people when they make content. Oh, man, he doesn't know anything. Chad, I can't watch this. I can't watch. Like as if you're the seer of basketball. Forgetting that you be saying dumb. Unbelievable. That's the reason why people still think there's hope. When you got dudes like this talking about he adds a whole new complexion to the team, it's people like this that are giving this false hope that if we just do this and we just do that, maybe things will change. Jackass.